This is Cereus Forbesii Spiralis. This cactus is amazing. It's also known as the spiral cactus or the hurricane cactus. Incredibly enough, it's actually naturally occurring, this spiral. This cactus is native to Brazil, and it will really react very well to a hot sunny window. If you're on a high floor, if you live in a city, give it like well, you could really give it any direction of light: south, east, west. North is usually an ambient light, so not the best light for a cacti. If you live on a low floor or in a home and a house outside the city, then make sure you're giving it a nice hot sunny window, preferably south, east, west. And when you're giving it that sun, you want to water these guys pretty thoroughly because they will really react really well to that. Now, the three that we have here are really nice and plump. There's still a little bit of wrinkling that I see that I want to plump up these guys a little bit more. And that's just like, they're sort of just plumping up. They're coming out of their winter dormancy, their spring dormancy, and really taking in the water for summer. So that's always a really good way for you to tell if a succulent is thirsty, actually, if it starts to look wrinkly. But again, these guys are really nice, and this one especially is really nice, beautiful, plump. This one I just see a little bit of wrinkling here that could plump up a little bit more, but a great signifier for you as you're learning how to water your succulents and your cacti. Not all cacti and succulents will tell you like in wrinkles, but some will, and so keep an eye out. So let's check out the roots. Whenever you buy an arid plant online at Tula House, we send it bare root. And what is bare root? I'll show you. Let's get this guy out. Nice, beautiful root ball here. So bare root is this. This is how you'll receive your cactus or your arid plant, your euphorbia, whatever you're getting. And the reason that we do this is so that it's not really messy in the box. It's easier to pack. It keeps the cactus safe from any damage in transit. And then we can wrap the pot really well too if you're buying a planter. Remember to add a planter if you haven't, because it only comes bare roots, so you have to add your planter. Now, look at these beautiful roots. The Cereus Spiralis pushes out roots pretty fast. This guy looks really nice. I'm really happy about that root ball. So whenever you're repotting your plant after you receive it in the mail, the best thing is to get into soil immediately. Depending on the season and your grow environment, you may or may not be watering right away. But also depending on your grow environment, you always want to use an arid mix, a nice gritty arid mix. If you have a tropical mix at home and you want to amend it, or you want to make your mix a little bit more arid, you can always add like Armanto clay or a pumice stone to your mix. I love amending my soils to get my soil even grittier. Now, gritty means that when you squish it in your hands and you open it up, it just falls right apart, and that's what we want. All right, let me show you how to pot this baby up. I got my screen so my soil doesn't fall into the out of the bottom. And then I actually like to suspend my plants whenever I pot them, because I'm not smushing the roots with the soil. And then the soil falls really nicely around the root system, and I don't have to compact this soil too far because you still want oxygen to get into your roots. And you give it the baby tap, and you see no compaction, just a little bit of settling, and there you go. So Cereus Forbesii Spiralis, give it good sun when the soil is really dry to the touch and contracting from the sides of the planter. That's when you give it water. Take it to the sink, give it a nice thorough soak, and put it back in a really hot sunny window. If you don't have that hot sunny window, then you have to be careful with how you're watering, and be sure that your soil is really nice and gritty. Use the right sort of amendments and structure. Any questions, you can always reach out to us. Enjoy.